All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we begin this video by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash, the bonus to the apostles and elders, of great millstone. Shalom to the Lord's elect. Beginning with the 144,000. This is a Ratazah from the great millstone, JMS Atlanta camp. All right, with another video. And I just want to hit a couple of points, in particular, based upon Revelation, the 8th chapter and the 11th verse, which speaks about wormwood. Okay, and basically what prompted this video, or what inspired this video, is I was checking out that movie Greenland 2 last night. All right, and I didn't finish it, but I was watching the beginning of it, and I ended up falling asleep. But that movie, from what I see, as far as in the beginning, is going into like the radiation. Basically after the nuclear fallout. If you watch the first one, it goes into that. But supposedly they've been hiding out, or they've been living in bunkers for about 5 years, and they really can't go outside, into the open world because of the radiation in the air. You got to wear a mask, or you can't, basically be out that long, or you basically die. So I was watching that, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's basically going to Wormwood, which Wormwood, to put it short, is talking about the nuclear missiles. All right, because there's going to be a third world war. All right, these nations are going to band together to basically come against America, which is Babylon the Great. They're also going to come against the land of Israel as well. All right, and they're going to use their missiles, their weapons, to wipe them out. All right, and it's going to cause the after effects of that. All right, excuse me. It's going to be to where the certain waters are not going to be drinkable. All right, because of the radiation from the nukes. All right, so this is Revelation 11. Excuse me, Revelation 8 and verse 10. Let's see. Yeah, let's get to the point. All right, it's Revelation 8 and 10. It says, "And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of water." Right, you're gonna find out that this star is a nuclear missile. All right, so you gotta put it in you gotta put yourself in the mind frame of John and what he's seeing in these visions. He's seeing the future, but he's describing it in his terminology. Because when you look at today, we look at a missile launch, right? When they're approaching their target, you look at it in the sky, it looks like stars falling. It looks like a ball of light that's coming down very quick. All right, you read in Revelation the 6th chapter, you go a few chapters back, he said, "Behold, the stars fell from heaven, and it was a great earthquake." All right, those stars are the missiles. All right, so it says in verse 11, it says, "In the name of the star," which again is a nuclear missile, is called wormwood. In the third part, which of course wormwood is dealing with bitterness, but really when the waters are contaminated. All right, it says, "In the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were bitter." Right, yeah, so the water's not going to be drinkable. The air quality is going to be terrible in certain areas because of the missiles dropping. So again, it brings back to the movie Greenland, the second one that just came out. Or you could check it out. Like I said, I haven't watched the whole thing. I'm gonna probably end up finishing it today, Lord's willing. But it just made me think of the scripture, right? The wormwood is the nuclear missiles. All right, and then it goes on. It says, verse 12. It says, "And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, in the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them were darkened, right? Which the sun, moon, stars, synonymous with wisdom, okay, knowledge, and the understanding, all right, which basically when it means that they're darkened, all right, or they're going to be smitten, meaning that these nations are not going to have the wisdom to get out of this situation. All right, you can't get out of it. All right, you can't call on your deities that you worship, the gods you worship. All right, it's not going to be any type of contingency plan that you got in place to escape the judgment. All that's going to be null and void. All right, so that's what it means when it says the third part of the moon, the sun, and the stars are darkened. All right, it says, in the day shone not for a third part of it, in the night likewise. Right. So no light, no wisdom, no knowledge, nothing. All right. People are gonna be stuck. All right. They have to just face their judgment. They can't wiggle out of it. All right. The 13, it says, and I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels, which are yet to sound. See that? And the three woes represent the three world wars. Okay, World War I, which is the first woe, World War II, which would be the second woe, and then the last woe would be World War III, which according to Revelation 11, I believe it's 11 to 14, it says, behold, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And that's the last and third final world war. Okay, in which the primary target is America, Babylon the Great. Which once again they're going to band together. These nations are going to band together and use their missiles on this place. Hence, bringing forth, Wormwood, which this place is going to be, what the scriptures tell you that no man's going to dwell here, ever again. Pursuing Isaiah 13th chapter, right? It speaks about the Arabians should not pitch their tent there, right? The inhabitants should not dwell. Well, that's one reason why, because it's you're basically not gonna be able to breathe. You're not gonna be able to breathe. You're not gonna be able to drink the waters. So it's not gonna be a livable environment. But the only people, not people, but the only creatures that can dwell here are the certain creatures the Lord created that could thrive in that climate. Certain reptiles and birds and insects and so forth. Which it tells you in the scripture, certain fowls. But as far as people, it's not gonna be nobody here. It's gonna be a complete wasteland. You see. So this is coming, man. This is all prophecies. All right, these are things that John the Revelator saw. He wrote them down, and now we have the understanding. All right, through Yahweh Shai, who's they call him the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. I believe that's in Revelation 5. It says he was the one worthy to loose the seals. The seals is the understanding of this word, so we can go into it and show and understand what Wormwood and the stars and all that is talking about. We can go read these things. We can correlate it to current time. So yeah, I was going to just do a quick video on that. Quick little I guess it's a quick little segment on Wormwood. All right. Like I said, I was checking out the movie Greenland 2, I think it's called. All right, Lord willing, I'll finish it. Hell, might get some more content out of it. Because those are post-apocalyptic or so-called end of the world type movies. That's right up our alley, right? Because that's what the prophecies, man. And we're nearing the end of the world, which is the end of Esau's world, all right, which is the so-called white man. So yeah, we know with that, Lord, only was edified by this video. Giving all praises to Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem, Rachak Kodash. And it's on to the next one. Shalom.